Preview. Evening everybody and welcome to Screen Jest, the movie podcast starring myself, Tommy Walks, Matt Man, and our good friend Connor, who is currently out of shop for everybody on Periscope, but it's cool.
We'll be in future.
But we are on there. So obviously follow us on our YouTube channel.
Screen Jest.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
I don't know anything more than that.
I don't know if you can tell this is the first podcast we've ever done. And, well, yeah. We have been watching the ABCs of Death. And that is a pretty messed up series of films.
Yeah. So the idea of this is for us to give our critique on films that may not have been seen by a wider audience.
I mean, we're just sort of going to sit here chatting, and things like that.
Yeah.
I do think it's important that obviously we don't talk over each other and things like that, but we'll sort of get into the podcasty bits and pieces in just a second.
Definitely important that at least two of you have a drink.
Yeah, well, do you have a drink?
No.
Do you want a drink?
That's fine, we'll carry on.
Well,
sure?
I mean,
we can
do it.
I can
We
go
can
and
get you a
get
drink.
I can go and get some lemonade.
No, I'm good.
Yeah,
No,
you sure? You don't want lemonade?
Just an arse.
So you're just digging us out live. Hi from Brixton, what's up guys? Hi Brixton, Essex here.
If anyone in here thinks what are they talking to, it's because we also broadcast live on Periscope.
Yes. Join us on Periscope, why not?
Oh, hang on, we've got someone coming into the
Oh,
studio.
what a hero.
Do you hear me moaning?
Someone's come into the studio
What
and
a
brought some
hero, there we
lemonade.
go.
Do we need cups?
We only need the one. Right.
Drunk on creatine.
Right, okay, so so the first film we wanted to review was ABCs of Death. Not seen by that many people.
What a weird...
Or Tom until like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, we had homework to watch it, and Tom watched it about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. I did it on lunch. I did it on my lunch break today, and I watched about a few episodes things. So, the 26 letters of the alphabet, I think I've done about 7.
Yeah, the premise of the movie is that they give a load of directors one letter from the alphabet. So we've got 26 movies, and each director gets $5,000 to make whatever they want with complete and utter free artistic license. So you get quite a range of stuff, ranging from the not too bad to absolutely bloody awful to the sexually depraved.
Yes,
Yeah, so-
it was a real treat. We were eating dinner at the time, chicken burgers, and anyway.
Yeah. So let's get to the first one. So the first letter, A.
Yes.
The first letter A was for apocalypse. The premise of this was a bloke lying in bed. Turns out that his wife's trying to kill him. But for some reason or other, she attacks him with a knife, doesn't she?
She does, yeah.
She attacks him with a knife and brutally takes his fingers off.
Sort of cuts him right down here. Cuts him right down.
But this
here.
is the bit that I didn't quite understand. She's trying to kill her husband, and she decides one of the ways to do that is to get a frying pan full of boiling hot fat and fry it on his head and then twat him on the head non-stop with the frying pan. I would say that's not the best method of killing someone.
No, well, he had the knife sticking out of his neck at this present point in time. So he's like,
The one knife.
yeah, the one
knife. Yeah.
So she goes back to the kitchen, thinks, I haven't got a knife anymore. Let's grab a plate of burning hot fat and chuck that over him. And then she sits there and consoles him, doesn't she? She's like, I've been poisoning you for over a year.
Yeah,
I wanted you to die that
but it
way.
wouldn't take. It took too long.
So she bashed him.
So she poured hot oil and bashed him. But actually, it turns out then that she hears this noise, looks out the window. It's the end of the world anyway. But this is what gets me. Was she killing him because she wanted him dead, or was she killing him because she wanted to save him from the end of the world?
It's a good question.
Either way, hot oil is not the way to go, is it?
It was the end of his world, isn't
It's
it?
definitely the end of his world. Well, yeah, not many people can come back from that.
No.
I don't think it was that good.
I liked that
Oh,
one.
you like that one? Oh.
I mean, that's your favourite, isn't it?
One of my favourites.
It's one of your favourites. I didn't get it.
No.
I didn't get it. The thing about the ABCs of Death is that it's a very conceptual style of filming. Like you said, £5,000 with these directors, and they just run with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some of them come up with some pretty interesting ideas, but I didn't understand what that had to do with the end of the world.
No, because all you hear is a car crash.
Yeah, it's filmed in an apartment.
Yeah. Where did the $5,000 go?
Renting the apartment.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So the next one is B for Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
It was originally called Y for Yeti. Why would they do that? Do you reckon it's because the bloke who got Y then was, or the bloke that got B was like, I ain't doing B, I refuse to do it, I want Y.
What is Y? I don't even know. Quickly check the
Y,
thing.
Y
is Young Buck.
Young Buck,
the Jesse Eisner one.
Jesse Eisner one.
Well, so B again weird. I got it. It was Spanish. It was two.
That's weird.
What? No. So
there was Spanish. You're right, weird.
There was two. There was a cousin and his girlfriend who was sort of getting a little.
How did you get it was a cousin?
Well, because she said.
Oh, did she? I missed
that.
El Caso.
El Caso.
Oh yeah,
El Caso,
inspired. No, Primo is cousin. All right, Primo is because she said so it's the cousin and it's the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Getting a little bit hot and heavy. They're babysitting for the. They're babysitting the daughter, basically, the cousin. And in order to try...
Who's called some weird name. Cow or something.
Yeah, it's... I'm not going to try and pronounce it, but it's Xochitl. I think it's like... No, I'm not going to do it.
Shouting.
No, it's... it's a Zotli or something
Is that like instead of it being Joaquin Phoenix, it's Joaquin?
What on earth are you talking about?
Do you know Joaquin Phoenix?
Joaquin.
Joaquin.
Yeah, it's actually Joaquin, isn't it?
Joaquin.
It's not like as some commoners would say, Joaquin.
Who says Joaquin Phoenix?
Well, I think
you know, I love that film the other day with that old Joaquin Phoenix in here. It was fucking great, wasn't it?
Joaquin. Yeah. Anyway, so in the film, the girl wants to get it on with the bloke.
Yes.
So she wants rid of the kid.
Yep. So
they tell the kid a really scary story about this abominable snowman monster creature, and the creature, if the kids weren't in bed, it would come in and rip out their beating hearts and eat them.
Lovely.
And the kid didn't have to be asleep, but had to make the effort to pretend to be asleep and lie in bed. She lies in bed, gets scared to death. There's a ring at the door. Serial killer turns up.
Serial killer garbage man turns
Serial
up.
Killer Garbage Man, which is quite good actually, because he's combining killing and disposal in one.
And they always ring the doorbell.
And they always ring the doorbell, yeah.
Yeah, if that's something that happens in Mexico City.
Yeah, and so he kills them, but he then looks in on the kid, and the kid's hiding under the covers, pretending to be asleep, so he misses her. He doesn't see her there and goes.
There you go.
She gets away scot-free.
Moral of the story is, always listen to your horny cousin when he is telling you that Bigfoot is going to come and eat you.
Yeah, or Yeti. It depends on if you've got the other or Yeti.
It depends on how pissed off Jesse Eisner might be. You've taken his letter.
Damn you! You got the letter Y.
Listen, right. I wanted to ask a quick question. If you had $5,000, let's say, you know, okay, so here's the thing. Connor and I are studio executives. Matt, we've given you $5,000. You got 5 minutes. You can have any letter you want. A, B, C, me. Go. What are you thinking?
Okay, I'd go for N.
Yeah.
I think I'd go for nihilism.
Okay.
But I think I'd put a twist on nihilism. I think I'd put me massacring a load of people in a nihilistic messianic rage. But then it turns out that all these people actually just exist in my brain, and all I'm doing is self-flagellation and to the point of death.
Wow, that's pretty good. That
just came straight out of there.
That was heavy.
Yeah.
That's heavy, Connor.
So then it becomes a metaphor.
Oh wow!
It becomes a metaphor for how in the name of art we're willing to destroy our own bodies, aka burn our religious temples.
There you go. Jesus Christ. Okay, so Connor,
I was just going to go K for killer and it'd be a serial killer.
K for killer and it'd be a serial killer
There
thing.
you go.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Bit gory.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Right. Anyway, let's move to the next one.
Yeah,
Tom.
Yeah. What
K for killer.
Yeah, you want your...
Well, he's just
Can Tom have one?
Yeah, do you want to get one?
All right.
Well, first of all, we haven't heard the premise of Connor's film.
No, that was just it. It was some kind of...
Just a serial killer film. All right.
Okay, here's your $5,000.
Here's my $5,000. Well, I'm going to take 4,500 quid of that and I'm going to go to Vegas.
Okay.
And then I'm going to spend the extra 500 quid on...
We'll just call it V for Vegas.
Well, I was going to say...
And then die in your own vomit.
I was going to buy a pack of balloons, call it B for balloon, and just sit there on camera and just blow up a load of balloons while just looking dead into the camera.
Did you ever hear that story when you were a kid though? Did you ever have that when you were blowing up a balloon, messing with it when you were a kid, and they said don't do that because someone did that and then it went back down their throat and they choked to death?
No.
That could be it.
I mean, yeah. My parents used to say to me, "Oh, be careful letting that balloon off. You might have someone's eye out." And I made of rubber.
They always say you'll have someone's eye out. Give me one occasion where someone's eye has.
I mean,
come
we
out.
wear glasses. We're fine.
I've never seen an eye come out.
No. No one has
In hostel.
ever successfully.
in hostel.
No one. What, with a balloon? If someone can find a successful removal of an eyeball,
Yeah.
because of a balloon, great.
I want to be at a party where something happens and someone goes, "Oh, his eyes come out."
Yeah, and you should be like,
But also,
dear.
it was also Joe. You'd throw a cushion at your brother. Oh, you'd have someone's eye out.
Yeah,
Well, you
it's a cushion. Oh, I mean, all right. There's little like nodules on a cushion. Do you know what I mean? You
And
know,
the little
especially
zip-
with the tassels on
The
there.
zip flap. Do you know where you get the zip flap?
Yeah, the zip. It's very
Yeah.
PC. The zip flap.
Yeah.
Has a balloon knocked someone's eye out? A quick Google says, "Oh, look, no,
Not really.
no."
Right.
That's
Anyway,
quite
we're
fine.
getting well out of here. Hang on, I've got windy pops.
What are we doing? C is for cycle. Now, this is one of the ones that I haven't.
I like that one.
C is for cycle, but can I just start off with cycle? I've put something on my thing there to highlight out. It's a Spanish one again, but it starts off. It starts off with someone shouting.
You're not in Periscope frame.
Oh, come out!
You got-
Someone shouting, "Bruno, oh, Bruno, Bruno," and then the subtitles come up. Bruce.
Yeah.
Well, surely it was Bruno.
Well, yeah. yeah. All right.
Oh,
few,
sorry.
few translation issues.
Yeah,
with that one.
That's all I've got with that one.
Next film. D is for dogfight. Oh, this one we sort of
Dogfight, dogfight.
Mm.
This is one of your favourite ones, Connor. Give us the premise of dogfight.
It's not one of my favourites.
Oh, it's not one of
I
his
hate
favourites.
it because I don't like seeing cruelty to animals.
Oh yeah,
No,
he
no,
loves
absolutely
puppies.
not.
He loves puppies.
Who
I
doesn't?
do love a good
Who doesn't love
I do
puppies?
love some puppies.
Yeah, I love the puppies. Yeah, especially that man that comes by at work, do you know, and says, "Do you want to come and see some puppies?"
Okay.
I've not seen any yet.
No, yeah, it's
he
funny.
keeps promising.
He just keeps directing me into the back of his van. I don't know why. He's like, "Do you want to go and see the puppies?"
I know. I didn't know people had a magic tail either, but there you go. Right, dogfight. Bloke is getting ready for a full-on fist fight. Turns out he's fighting a dog.
Okay.
Bare knuckle fight between him and a dog.
All right.
The dog's he actually clumps the dog a few times.
Yeah.
Then the dog gets hold of him, pins him down, gets him by the throat. Then the bloke goes and calls the dog's name.
Bruno.
Oh, Bruno. No. What was the dog called? Buddy. The dog's called Buddy.
Of course it
He
is.
goes, Buddy, and then the dog, and then it turns out that the dog was a stray dog that had gone missing, that they had trained up to fight. But the
Right.
bloke that was fighting it was the dog's previous owner.
No.
So he goes, Buddy, and then they team up and they get on and they do the dog fight ringmaster.
Oh, it's all's well that ends well.
All's well that's him.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Tag
So
team champs.
yeah. So
Yeah.
only get in a fight with a dog if it's your dog.
My dog's the biggest pussy I've ever met in my entire life.
That's a bit of a bit.
Oh,
of
what, an oxymoron,
Yeah,
or what?
yeah, your dog's a pussy.
My dog's a pussy. He just goes.
I've heard that though.
What, the dog's a pussy?
Yeah, yours.
My dog's a pussy. He is. He doesn't do fuck. Like he's got like a decent bark. Do you know what I mean? Like we'll be sitting down eating dinner and the dog will suddenly disappear and all of a sudden you'll hear outside like a real good bark. Do you know what I mean? But then you go outside and he's barking at nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like a moth or something. I don't know.
You nothing you can see with your own visual eyes.
What? So is my house? I visualise what all four of them.
All four of them, yeah.
What? So what is he seeing?
Madeleine McCann.
Oh,
fuck's
no,
sake.
Sorry, I've gone too far.
Oh, yeah, you've gone too far. You can't.
Right, no,
Knew it.
no, right. Bit of rewind. He could be seeing all manner of things.
How can you rewind my fucking life?
I apologise, everyone.
Yeah,
It's the
Jesus.
A&W root beer. It's caused me to go too
It's
far.
going to get redacted on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. We're not for everybody out there live.
Yeah. All right. Well, he's
Next,
like
next,
Roddy.
next one.
next
Next film.
Moving on swiftly.
Yes.
E for exterminate. Now this one is utter trash. Now basically, it's like the old urban legend.
Yeah.
Geezer's sitting there, sees a spider, goes, I don't want that spider, which I'd have them to point is the crappiest spider ever because it doesn't crawl across the wall, more as CGI floats across the wall. He tries to twat it one, can't get it, it legs it. This spider then stalks him. Everywhere he goes, the spider's like watching him, and you see it through spider vision, so he's watching him. And then the spider bites him. Spider keeps stalking him,
Does he
keeps
gain,
watching him.
Does he gain spider powers?
No, he doesn't. He starts getting a bit itchy and crappy.
okay.
Gets real bad migraines. Anyway, then he sees the spider again. It's something like 7 days later.
7 days. Yeah.
7 days. Twats the spider one and actually squishes it. He goes, I got you, spider. Then he gets really bad excruciating migraines. Twisting the tail. Baby spiders hatch out his ear.
Cool.
Yeah, rubbish.
Cool. Well,
If the spider had been better, I'd have been happy. But it was crap. Yeah.
well, where do you think this £5,000 is going to go, or this $5,000 is going to go exactly? Do you know what I mean?
Fucking come to my house, you'd be fine.
Loads of spiders there.
Yeah, but look, my phone's got low battery, so we might lose our screen, but it's alright, the camera's still...
Oh, the camera's still recording, we'll just leave it. Alright, that's fine then. That's fine.
Right, yeah, so that was crap.
You've not thought this through.
I mean, in your
Wow.
opinion, it was crap. You know, we're sort of saying, oh, these films are shit, this is it. Yeah, E for Extinction, or the next one, F for Fart.
F for fart. What is there to say about F for farts?
Nothing.
So much.
Connor's not a fan of F for
much.
fart.
Neither am I, but...
You're not a fan of F for fart? Give us a rundown. What is F for fart about?
F for Fart is a Japanese film, and it
Well,
is
we know
by,
we're in trouble straight away.
It's by Noboru Iguchi, and it's basically...
That sounds like the sort of thing you do when you got an itch. doesn't it?
What a Noboru Iguchi. I had a Noboru Iguchi this morning, funnily enough.
Did you? Yeah, so did I. That's
Yeah.
why we both wear glasses.
So, we haven't even got into the plot of the film yet. So it's a Japanese schoolgirl, and she farts. Okay, and standing behind her is her teacher, her sensei, and she starts like monologuing into herself internally. About, she was like, all I really want to do is fart, and I would love to know what sensei's farts smell like. Immediately, I was like, what in God's name are we talking about? And so...
Does this not happen in your dating relationships?
No.
You're dating alone.
My dating relationships, my non-existent dating
You've been
relationships.
courting.
Yes. So, no, funnily enough, it doesn't.
Okay.
And neither does the next bit, where as this girl is internally monologuing about her farts, she then sees a massive black cloud rise up out of the earth, runs away with her
No,
teacher.
hang on, it's God's curse. They said it's the fart of God cursing them because they touch hands in a romantic fashion.
Wasting a lot of
So
time
hang on,
on this.
so you're telling me there's actual homophobic undertones? Is that what we're getting at?
Well, they touch hands erotically behind when she does a fart. They do a little hand strokey sort
yeah, I
of thing.
see that.
And then it all erupts, and she says, "Is this God's fart punishing us?"
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
I mean, yes, you're right. I'm just flashing back, and it's
I'm just
ridiculous.
thinking, just imagine that in the Bible.
Yeah.
Jesus, I shall punish you with a death fart.
What's that? Two ladies holding hands. Release the beast.
Silent but deadly. Maybe that's what, like, the plagues was one of those. Do you know when all the firstborn woke up dead?
Maybe they didn't wake up dead.
They didn't wake up.
Well, that was
No, he's got you. They didn't. Nobody
Move
wakes.
on.
Nobody
Move
wakes up
on
dead.
now.
Sorry, done.
No, you're right. They don't. No,
Plot
no, shoot.
thickens because girl and sensei barricade themselves in a school, and girl says to sensei, "If I want to die, I want to die. I want to die smelling your farts." To which the teacher takes her skirt down and proceeds to fart in the other girl's face for what can only be described as a solid 2 minutes.
It certainly is a quality guff, isn't it?
No. The teacher then somehow creates a vacuum inside of herself, and
Do you not know about physics? She's expelled that. This space needs to be filled.
Wasting so
We
much
have the
time on
void.
this.
Sorry, okay.
it's just ridiculous. Fuck it, move on. I don't care.
No,
And
no,
anyway,
go on.
they get sucked. The student
getting
gets
excited.
the student gets sucked up into the bum of the teacher. It's ridiculous. Move on.
Yeah, but I like the bit where the girl then goes inside. She smells as bad as animals as I do on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a real thought-provoking piece. It really is.
Yeah, right.
It provokes thoughts such as, why am I sitting there watching this fucking film?
Fucking slightly.
But if we then move on to G is for gravity. It was awful. Boring. Bloke commits suicide. Move on. Next one.
We are literally doing a complete rundown of a film that I haven't seen on a film podcast.
Yeah,
Just,
you're right.
Just to point that out.
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
Jump in every now and then.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Okay.
not a problem.
H. You'll be good at describing this one. Hydroelectric fusion.
Diffusion.
Diffusion.
What are you on about?
How
World
do
War
we
II.
know
Cats and dogs.
that
Oh my
is
God.
his wife, though?
No, that's for that one. You're stop reading ahead. He's getting excited. This one is, again, I thought was pretty awful. It's set in World War II, but instead of there being Nazis and English people, there's cats and dogs. People dressed up as cats and dogs.
I've always hated cats.
Well, yeah. Never trust a cat.
And they're Nazis.
And they're Nazis.
Just generally.
But we don't really know she's a Nazi, do we? Till we just give it the twist on.
Is it?
I always know.
Yeah. Because the dog's watching the thing, dog, plucky bulldog, British Ring, watching a stripper cat. She gets her baps out, cat baps.
Is this animated? Is that what?
No.
it's
It's like people dressed up.
Puppets and shit.
And it turns out she's a Nazi cat, and she's his enemy. They have a fight.
He's his what?
Enemy. They have a bit of a fight. She then dangles him over this vat of hot thing about to kill him. He then looks at his locket, and it says it was his dad, and in the voice of Winston Churchill it says, "We should never surrender," like that. He goes, whoa, jumps up, kills the cat, throws her in the thing. Yeah, that's the end of that one.
Like that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is bizarre. Do you know what I mean? These are a
But
real bizarre.
At least
set
you
of
can
films.
see where he spent his $5,000.
What in cat costumes?
Yeah, you look at the one
Yeah, he had
previous.
the Nazi stuff already.
You look at the one previously for Gravity. Where did he spend his money with Gravity?
I didn't watch the film.
I reckon I could have made that for £1.25 and a swirly dib dab.
Fair enough. I'm sitting here and I'm trying to host a podcast for a film that I haven't fucking seen. Do you know what I mean?
You don't want to see it. It's all right.
You don't want to see it. You don't
No.
want to see it. It's
Right.
all
I for ingrown.
Growing.
Ingrown. Why? What do you say?
Ingrown.
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 No, not ingrown.
All right. Okay.
Ingrown.
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 I for ingrown.
But how do we know it's his wife,
Yeah,
Matt?
geezer lying, a woman in the bath.
Are we okay?
Woman lying in the bath,
Yeah.
and she's doing this like monologue-y stroke poetry thing, talking about how this man who's abusive man has lost all his power by the power of abuse and stuff like this. And it says in the description, it's a man and his wife. Well, how do we know it's his wife? In today's day and age, it could just be somebody found on the street. and also, it says in the thing, he's injecting her with motor oil.
What?
How do we know it's motor oil? And why would you inject someone with motor oil?
So-
Do you know,
so-
everyone knows you use bleach if you've abducted someone.
Fair enough. So on this EBCs of death, right? So basically, you need a cheat sheet if you're going to do the ABCs of death.
Or have watched them like I did.
Do you know what? I don't even think then.
But
As is evident by the fact that you have written on here, how do we know it was his wife? You've seen it. You didn't know it was his wife.
No.
You don't know what we're talking about.
No,
wedding rings.
I didn't see.
Which wedding?
I didn't see a wedding ring. I didn't see it. I
I didn't realise this was like Maury Povich, and we were going in. It's like, I don't see that you're wearing a wedding ring.
But the only thing that
He's
symbolises to me.
What, Maury?
No, why are you doing him like he's Irish?
I'm not doing like his Irish.
Who are we
I'm
talking about?
Maury
Do it
Povich.
again.
Who's Maury Povich? Did he write the list and save the
No,
children?
you don't know who Maury Povich is. Maury Povich is the bloke out of America. He's like
Out of America.
he's like Jerry Springer, but like
A bit classier. Oh
no,
no.
Don't want to talk about his clientele, but
No.
they get on there. And
Right.
they're
you've
like,
seen,
what?
you know who Maury is.
There's like 17 people and they're not the father.
Yeah.
Not the
It's
father?
like
And
we
the
can
mum's still
reveal you
shocked.
are not the father, and they do like backflips and
Yeah.
stuff. Maury's great.
No,
Such
it's
Better than
trash.
Jeremy Kyle.
Doesn't
Better
sound
than
like
the
my
fucking
cup of tea.
ABCs of death. That's
Oh,
for sure.
Piss off. Right. Anyway, let's move on.
Are we
Right.
Are we actually going to go? So
I mean, we
okay,
might as well.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
we're going to just pause. We'll obviously cut this bit out, not for the people live. Hello, backstage. I don't think we've got anyone viewing if we know.
I replied, but no, you can't see it.
Oh, you did. Well, we might have to have a look in a second. Are we going to go through and
Yeah.
have?
All right,
like-
well, let's skip a
Well,
few.
no, I'm curious.
We
That
need
was
to-
all. That was
Let's-
all. We're not nearly there. We're on 10 out of 26.
Samurai
Hurry
movie.
up, man.
Samurai movie pulling funny faces. Move on next.
Are we? So
K for clutch.
Matt speeds up.
K for Matt. What are you saying? You can't.
So hang on, you want an entire synopsis of every single film
Don't need a synopsis.
before? Well, that's what you're getting.
Just that's him.
All right, okay.
No, that's not you. I'm just saying that's what we're doing.
I liked his one where we went dumb, rubbish.
Rubbish.
Right,
Done.
next one, another rubbish one, another toilet one. Klutz. Bird does a poo in the toilet, it won't flush.
Okay.
It drops down off the roof, goes straight up her colon, out her mouth, she dies.
I don't.
Right.
Do you know what? Even though I'm really glad I didn't watch these movies. You know.
However, we did watch this one. Well, I watched it. We watched it earlier. Libido. Japanese bloke wakes up.
I liked it.
Oh, really? Really?
He comes to, and he comes to. if you've seen
It's funny when you get the context.
He's strapped to a chair. Basically,
Like this?
It's like this, but it's a contest, and they have to see who comes first.
Literally.
Literally comes.
You're going to do your own one now.
Yeah, yeah. Soggy biscuit. But everything they have to come first to gets increasingly more depraved, to an extent that all of a sudden they've got an amputee who's doing something obscene with the foot of her prosthetic. And then it goes into a really bad bit, and all of a sudden a man's doing something to a child. He can't do it. He just can't do it, can he? He vomits instead.
That's fair enough.
Well,
the whole thing is weird.
what was up with the eyeball in the vagina?
Oh, there's a question I never thought I'd
You
hear.
just imagine it.
Right, but
I've never imagined that.
what an eyeball.
Well, the fucking deer was winking on the wall.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
The deer was giving him sexy
valid
eyes.
Point,
That
valid
is
point.
a valid point. The deer was giving him sexy eyes. Yeah, yeah. The deer was giving him the fuck me eyes. I think
Smiling.
that's the first
He was
time.
smiling
It's the
as well.
first time a deer bust I think has ever given someone the fuck me eyes.
Yeah,
I love a deer bust.
Yeah.
My deer bust.
My dear bust. You quickly carry on. Let me just check something.
What are we checking?
I'm just checking that we've got.
Checking himself before he wrecks himself.
No, I'm just checking that. I was just checking we're still in focus. Here we are.
Yeah, we are still in
Sorry,
focus.
I like the technical side. Right, yeah. And then, anyway, the twist at the end is he can't do it. He vomits. Turns out he's
twist.
He's the
not
next
a paedophile.
person. People are
Surprise.
watching him then do it.
Girls though.
Girls are watching.
Girls were doing their one, weren't they?
Were they?
Yeah,
I thought
I'm
it was
sure
two
it's
guys
girls.
again.
It's the thing
Oh.
is, it's so depraved. It's so depraved. All of these, and I think this is quite since we've sort of run down about 11 of these films so far, maybe 12. It's a good point to call out that a lot of these films are just here for the shock value. Do you know what I mean? They
Yeah,
are literally, it's like
Literally.
they've given 26 nutters
This is the
free
perfect
reign.
way to move on to the next one.
What?
That it's directed by Ty West, and he's one of the big name directors because he did the
Innkeepers.
Innkeepers, which I didn't
Oh,
particularly
yeah.
like. It's a horror movie that just drags on forever and ever and ever, and not a lot happens.
A bit like this.
But again, it's another. It's. I won't tell you what the M is for because it'll give it totally away. But it's to do with the toilet. A woman's running around. She's got a blockage in the toilet. She's trying to clear the blockage. Turns out she gets a plunger. Blah blah blah.
Don't. All right, go on. This is a
It
podcast.
goes
We need to
fine.
keep talking.
It turns
Take her
out
time.
that she's got a fetus blocking the toilet, and she's had a miscarriage.
Yeah, that's
Complete shock factor. It doesn't do anything for me.
That's the That's the
What, miscarriage? Don't do anything for her.
Gosh.
No.
As in,
no.
The thing
no.
is,
I don't think there's even that category on Pornhub, is there?
no.
Matt!
Oh, sorry, I've gone too far.
That's strike two.
Sorry.
Fucking
Jesus Christ! All right. The thing is, right? The thing is
Right.
that this is the problem: is that they are all shock value films. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they all do
yeah.
something. What the one thing I will say about the ones that at least I watched, things like that, is that there was at least something in them that made it shocking. There was blood, there was viscera, there was gore, there was depravity of some description.
Hang on, this is turned into a real film review here.
This is a movie podcast, my dude.
Tom saw a bit.
I saw about half an hour of this film and never want to watch another film in my entire life ever again because
Can't live up.
can't live up, mate.
We've got
ruined the cinematic experience.
We've got part
for me.
2. And then part 2.5.
Oh
That's
my
VHS,
god!
What?
That's VHS, isn't it?
No, there's ABC's of Death 2.5.
Really? Just 13 of them.
Why would they?
Yeah, it's the Roman alphabet.
Yeah, it is. Why would they make an ABCs of Death 2.5? What was wrong with 3?
It's because they had loads of directors make loads of films, and then they chose the best ones to go, and then they decided at the end that with the ones that they decided that didn't make the cut, they would put them together.
Right, so they went into this 2.5. Bit like Jackass, if anyone's seen
A bit
it.
like, exactly. Like
Yeah,
Jackass,
I'll tell you what, we should review that film next time. 'Cause
Yes.
That's definitely a better film.
The Sweat Cocktail.
So no, I just always remember the space helmet, and he does the poo in the tube. Oh.
No, it's all about the horse spunk in the
Oh.
hand lotion. N is for nuptials. Go on.
What happened in Nuptials?
I don't know.
Oh, it's really
Good marriage, surely.
yeah. Bloke comes home. He's bought a parrot. Wife goes.
End of story. Next one.
Wife goes. Why have you bought a parrot?
Best one.
Parrot tells the story. Before
The parrot tells the story.
Well, yeah. The parrot starts talking and goes to the woman. Will you marry me? And he says, I've trained it to do this. And it walks along with the ring. She gets very excited. And then it turns around and he goes, oh, it's all right. Don't tell Joy, she'll never know. And then it goes, oh, you've got such a big one. And then it's the parrot starts mimicking her in a sec. She gets a bit like, oh, God.
So hang on.
Yeah.
So the parrot is the one that thinks it's getting engaged.
No, the parrot knows that it's doing that for the bloke, but the parrot's also heard him having an affair with someone else.
What?
And he starts repeating what he's heard.
But you didn't say that the parrot heard him having an affair. You totally missed out saying
It probably made more sense what I said.
None of this makes any sense.
No.
Any sense. I'm really glad that we picked probably the most out there film franchise to do a movie podcast on. The ABCs, yeah, just for our first one, because the ABCs of Death, really lends itself to chatting, about the plot of the films and all of that
It's the
sort
sort
of
of thing
stuff.
you could happily sit and watch with your family at
No,
Christmas.
no.
You couldn't. No, you're
If your family were blind and deaf, or not there,
Or
then
the family from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Or McCann's.
Or the
for
I
God's
wanted to get involved.
sake.
Oh no, he's gone too far.
Yeah, he has.
He's gone too far. We're going to be taken off air. Right, moving along.
Yeah, please.
O is for orgasm.
Oh.
Now this one for me.
I'll tell you.
Now I'm quite heavily into art. I like art and I like art film. This is very much just an art film. It's just black and white, intercut with woman having sex, blowing bubbles, blah blah blah. It's very much a student art film. The way it comes into death is that at the end he asphyxiates her. And
Cool.
as she dies in asphyxiation throes, she has the best orgasm ever. Death.
So it's like autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yeah. Imagine it's like it's
Yeah, bit of me.
it's a bit like the lead singer of NXS.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he did the same, didn't he?
Yeah.
Everyone likes a little bit.
That's why you've always got to have a slice of lemon.
Orange.
A slice of
Orange.
Or orange.
Yeah.
Or
Oh, you
orange.
said orange.
I know, I was just jumping in, right?
Can I use lime?
Yeah. It's anything citrusy because this is so when you're.
So you would not want to use a banana.
No.
You
You
bought a Fanta.
you bought a Fanta, yeah, some on bongo. So apparently, what you do with autoerotic asphyxiation is you have the sort of the lemon or the citrus thing in the front of your mouth,
Yeah.
and then as you're sort of choking, you think, oh my god, is it about to happen? And you think you're about to pass out, you bite down, and the citrus kicks you back into life, and you're like,
Right.
oh, I'm alive again,
Right, I get you.
Well, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
I'm not
no,
into asphyxiation wanks
no,
like
No,
Asphyxia
yeah.
wanks.
Asphyxia wanks.
asphyxia wanks. Yeah. Right, next one.
But just before we do that, actually,
yeah.
because O is for orgasm reminded me a little bit of.
Oh, hang on, here we go.
Well, no. You know that Salvador Dali film where he just was it Dali that filmed a bloke's face as he was filleted
the
for
orgasm
45 minutes?
face. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Have you not seen?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
it's
Salvador
just
Dali.
art.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Interesting facts here. So Salvador Dali, the bloke that did the lobster phone and the melting clocks and all of that. Number one, did a film about, like I said, it was just literally the bloke's face, and it was a close up of him receiving oral sex. You never saw anything else apart from his face. That was art film. And he also designed the Chupa Chups logo, so there you go. You did, yeah, that's true. That's
I like the
true.
way you just mix that straight in without a single
yeah,
breath.
you know.
Yeah, also.
Oh, and he also did the Chupa Chups logo,
Yeah,
well, he
yeah.
was pretty into things.
Well, he
that
probably got
sucked
the
at that
idea
point.
because that bloke being sucked off probably
Well,
did have a full-on chubba chub.
Yeah, absolutely. Next film.
Next film.
Please.
P is for pressure. Now I don't like this one, and
I feel like I'm under pressure
doing
this podcast.
I'll tell you why I don't like this one is because I quite like realistic shaky cam footage. I quite enjoy that. Puts me in the moment.
Blair Witch style.
Blair Witch style. But this, even when it's a steady shot, the camera's going. It's like, imagine this.
Oh, don't jiggle. Oh,
fuck.
no.
You watch her out of focus. But
Absolutely. You have to check we're back in focus.
Oh, no, check it back in focus.
Now.
It's a bit like.
It's still in focus.
It's a bit like Michael J. Fox's camera work.
Whoa! Hang on!
It's gone too far.
I've gone too far.
You've gone too far.
I'm making a.
Yeah, that's Marty McFly. That is. Anyway, and it's a prostitute, and her kid wants a bike. She's desperate to get a bike.
She's a bike.
She's having it away with some people, but she's just not making the money. She's not making the dollars. So some bloke offers her lots of money, and she's like, I ain't doing it. But the kid needs the bike, so she does it in the end. It turns out he's filming her, and what does he want? He doesn't want us to do any sexy stuff. Just wants us to stamp on a kitten.
Which I said I would do.
What?
How much for? For the bike?
How much? Not just bike.
I was going to say the bike was only $60 or something.
How much money?
I
was shouting it.
How much? The problem is you've lost your bargaining here because you already told us you're going to do it.
Yeah. So all right, $60.
How much?
$60.
You said you'd do it.
100.
No, this isn't a negotiation. $60.
Probably not for 60.
Not for $60. What's it to you?
Change it up.
Oh, it's the exchange rate.
Yeah.
Exchange rate is the problem.
If the exchange rate wasn't so bad, I'd be stamping on cats left, right, and centre.
Down the bureau de change.
I'd be down the bureau de change. I'd be handing in some blood-covered money from all my kitten stamping.
Yeah, where'd you get that from? I stamped on a cat. All right, fair currency.
£100.
£100. Okay, he's stamping on a cat for £100.
I can't believe that we are seriously talking about
stamping on a
cat. I probably wouldn't. Because I'm on camera, but
okay.
I do
serious
wonder
note to self, he wouldn't tread on a cat for £100.
I feel like we should have gone with something a little bit accessible for our first foray into
it's
podcasting.
on YouTube. It's very accessible.
That's not what I meant.
I know. That's what I meant.
That's not what I meant.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well,
look, shaky vomit.
I just hate. I like shaky footage, but I don't like it when it's like jury. You like that? It's like makes me feel. Ooh, I'm going to be sick. Right, next one. Q for Quack. Now again, big name director here, Adam Weingard.
Yeah.
I did the film You're Next. Supposedly a really good slasher film.
You've not seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. I didn't think it was very good. He also did the Netflix exclusive Death Note, which I actually didn't mind.
Well, you clearly haven't read the original Death
No,
Note, seen the original Death Note, or watched the two Japanese films because.
Or have the book, the actual book.
Okay, I've just been assassinated there.
Yep, absolutely.
No, I haven't seen those. I quite enjoyed it on Netflix. But...
you don't. The problem. I mean, there were so many problems, but one of the big problems, was what's his name, Ryuk, as portrayed by he was Shinigami.
Willem Dafoe.
Light, you've gotta write your names in the book, Light. Do you know what I mean? That's what he sounds like. Peter, I'm the Green Goblin, Peter.
You almost sound like you should be going like that. What do you want?
I'm Norman Osborn, I'm the Green Goblin.
Space imitable.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, so anyway,
let's get off of the terrible Netflix film and please let's concentrate back on the absolute travesty that is the ABC.
But his films, they try and be a little bit like clever and a little bit like, and they decide that they'll film themselves and they're talking and they're saying, look, we don't know what to do. We got Q here. It's an absolute rubbish letter. What should we do? And then one of them goes, let's kill an animal. We've got to kill an animal that starts with Q. What animals start with Q?
Ducks.
What? Well, that's what he picks. Duck because
what animals start with Q? Duck.
Duck. Because Q for Quack. Anyway, so he says, let's shoot the
Inspired.
duck. Let's shoot the duck live on air. Live on air. It's not live, but I suppose it's filmed live. Let's shoot the duck. Blah 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 blah. He bottles it. He says to his mate, "Can you shoot the duck?" He says, "Yeah, no problem." Gun jams. Gun to one aim jam. He turns around. He shoots him. He then, in his death throes, shoots him, and they both die. Duck's alive.
Wow.
Rubbish. Expect better from a Hollywood director. Especially one who's supposedly touted as a saviour of horror. Absolute crap.
He's the saviour of horror.
Absolute rubbish.
He's the saviour of... Sorry, hang on. Adam Wingard, the saviour of horror.
Well, no, I'm not saying he's the saviour of horror.
Who says he's the saviour of horror?
Well, no, the film You're Next was classed as a breaking point in a new wave of horror.
I mean, yeah, You're Next, fine. You want to talk about who's going to save horror? Jordan Peele.
No!
What do you mean?
Oh,
No!
my
Us
gosh.
and Get Out are great films.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
I do back it.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
like it.
yeah, kind of back. Why don't you? I mean, you like this shit. You've just been speaking for the last half an
That's
hour
just
about.
racist.
I am not. I tell you what I don't like about Get Out. I don't like Get Out because it thinks it's clever.
It's clever.
It's clever.
It's not clever.
What's not clever about it?
None of it. It's just brain transplants, man.
Straightforward, isn't it?
Yeah. Could you do one?
What, brain transplant?
Yeah.
Well, no, I couldn't.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Anyway, we're not
What
talking
about Us?
Not seen it.
What? You've not seen Us?
I've not seen it because I didn't like the other one, so I thought I'm not going to waste
different
my
film.
It's a totally different film.
It's going to be the same vibe, isn't it?
What kind of vibe is that?
Oh,
Yeah. What kind of?
Racist.
Yeah. What kind?
No, it's not. It's not
Calling him
that.
back being a racist.
It's not. It's not that. It's the kind of vibe, as in I like full-on, serious, diversive horror. Not like, oh, weren't we clever?
This is good.
What's good?
Us.
We are.
Are
Clever,
you
aren't we?
talking about Us 3 right now, or are you talking about the
Us,
film?
Us, like Us.
The film is also good. Us.
Us
Oh,
like
we're
it.
pretty.
All right,
I like
I'll
Us.
give it a go when it comes round on.
It's on Sky.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, but you have to pay for it, don't I?
No, it's not on
Oh, is
Netflix.
it not on Netflix?
That's how it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not paying for it.
Have you got Netflix?
Have I got Netflix? I invented Netflix.
Yeah, right.
I'm the founder of Netflix.
You're the
alright?
founder. Yeah.
I knew Netflix when it was Love Film. All right. Now
Oh shit! Love film. Yeah.
Right, now the next one, Arthur Removed. Now, this is going to be a controversial comment that I'm going to say here. This
Oh,
is,
you mean? Sorry, Matt. Aside from the fact that you have just basically slammed Us and Get Out in favour of the ABCs of Death, more controversial than that.
it was taken out of context. Yeah, this next film, I can't pronounce the guy's name. Sardan Spazovic.
No,
but if anyone knows him, he's the director of a Serbian film.
Oh
now,
my
Serbian film is one of the most controversial films of probably the last decade.
I'm going to stop you right there because I think, as a personal rule, I don't want to give any time to that. So, Tears for Toilet, Lee Hardcastle, move on.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. This is how like I despise the everything that a Serbian film stands
It's a
for.
metaphor.
But no, I don't care. We're moving on.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll move on. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, gang.
That's all right.
If you want to go and watch it, go and watch it. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
But I'm not. But
yeah.
it's basically. No. Next one.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed the ABCs of Death, by the way. Right, S is for Speed. Now, a British director, Jake West. Film Evil Aliens. He also did... I can't remember, but Evil Aliens is
Very
rubbish.
good.
The only thing I remember really about Evil Aliens is it had Emily Booth in it. Do anyone remember
Who's Emily Booth?
Yeah,
She was the
rings a
British scream queen. And...
From films such as Don't Say Speed.
Evil Aliens.
Oh,
No, she was more like a presenter, but she did a role in that as like a bit of a slutty role in that.
Fair
But,
enough. Yeah.
but what's it about? Oh, it's just pure grindhouse cinema. Yeah, it's exploitive. It's got a little attempt at a twist at the end.
Did it come off?
Did it?
Did the twist?
The dress?
The twist. Did the twist come off?
It did to a degree. The twist was that she was being chased by a figure that she couldn't stop. The figure wanted to kill her. In the end, she goes, "Look," he goes, "Look, you can't outrun me, but you have given me a good run for your money. Come with me." And he grabs her hand. It turns out that it's death. And she actually died of a drug overdose in a run-down old place. And that was her brain processing her death throes.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it had a...
See, do you know what? Actually, I can kind of see why it's S for Speed. I'd probably like that stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
not. That's thought provoking. It's provocative.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not gory. It's not nothing. You know, like it could be. Do you know what I mean? With
Yeah.
someone in the death throes of a drug
I
overdose.
get what you're saying, but the problem is that the girls in it are in short leather skirts and fishnet
Of
stockings.
course it is.
So that's for me is exploitation.
Yeah, it's exploitative, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Sexploitation.
sexploitation. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Quite enjoyed it though.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? It's interesting. It's interesting.
Right, tea.
I'll tell you
please.
what. I'll do T as for toilet because I feel like I can get through this much quicker.
And you've seen it.
And yeah,
And this is one I've seen.
I think I'm being accused of waffle.
No.
Okay.
Nothing like that. Never. T is for toilet. Star is claymation. It's Lee Hardcastle, who I believe did did he work for Aardman Animations?
No, he's never worked for Aardman Animations. He's always done his own shorts. I was introduced to him by I saw a short of he did the film The Thing, the John Carpenter one, and he redid that in claymation.
The whole film?
No, just the scene of the dog burst. He did the whole film, but condensed into about 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
in
Okay,
claymation.
yeah.
But some other people might know him because he's done some more mainstream stuff. He's done a whole spin-off series of Rick and Morty, but he's done a claymation spin-off series of Rick and Morty where Rick
Go on.
Rick and Morty end up in famous scenes from famous horror movies.
I'll see that.
I think I have seen that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But Tears for Toilet. All claymation animated. It's a little boy who I believe is being potty trained. I think I got that.
Yeah, he looks a bit old to be potty trained.
Has
now.
been
Yeah.
potty trained.
No, he's being potty trained.
Yeah, because they showed the potty.
They're
in the
teaching
bin,
him. They're
didn't they?
teaching him how to use the toilet.
They
Basically.
got rid of the potty though.
Yeah, they threw it away.
Yeah, but it's obviously the bin man must have been within the week, so it can't have been more than a week.
Matt's trying to apply real world timelines of rubbish collection to a claymation.
And I forgot to put my bins out this morning.
He's like, shit.
He's thinking, oh no, they won't take that potty.
Anyway, starts sitting on the toilet and all of that sort of stuff. Fine. Toilet then starts to go a little bit weird. The toilet basically morphs into a monster that then proceeds to devour, for want of a better word, his parents, and then bang, just like that, he's awake, and it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
So then he's walking down the corridor, walks past his mum and dad's bedroom, goes into the bathroom, and
He's got that. Do you know when you need a poo and your tummy goes?
You run out of farts.
Yeah. Or as I say, you know you really need a poo when you've run out of farts.
Who says that?
He says
Me.
that to me.
Well, do you know if you really need a poo,
He says it to
you
me
can
a lot.
hold it at bay by doing some farts, can't you? But when you've run out of farts, that means you need the poo.
This is an incredible,
Let
thought-provoking,
me just say, he
intellectual
tells
discussion.
me this at work, and then he picks up his own wet wipes that he brings in and takes them to the toilet.
What's wrong with bringing your own toilet wipes to work?
Quite a few things.
I've got a delicate bum.
Just use paper. Why do you use it to wipe your ass?
I'm using aloe vera wipes
Why are you not just using toilet paper?
because I've got a sensitive ringer.
Oh, you're a sensitive bum.
Yes, I've just
tried Sudocrem.
So, what's wrong with taking my own toilet wipes?
So
I've got
much,
a delicate bottom.
So much. That's hilarious. And why did you tell me that now?
Felt like it was the best time.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Absolutely, it's the best time. But I mean, we're just gonna have great times.
Publicly assassinate.
We are,
Matt.
publicly assassinate Matt on mainstream media.
It's all right. I don't appear to have that embarrassing gene. It's all right.
No, clearly not.
No, Andrex, send us lots of wipes, please. I've got a very, very delicate bottom.
Very, very
Moist
delicate
ones.
bottom.
You get moist
Very
ones with aloe vera
Yes.
because I get chafing and cracks.
And none of that blue stuff either. We want that over here.
Cracks, yeah. Well, the skin around the ring dries out and then it cracks.
Oh,
Honestly, get some Sudocrem or something.
It's too greasy for me.
lube.
Yeah, you can't do that because then when you do need a poo, there's no friction holding it in.
Jesus Christ.
Why do you
Anyway,
hold it in?
Shoots out like you're in.
This is
the,
what happens.
ABCs of deafness, aren't
this
it?
is my fucking night. This is hell for me.
a
This
pooey blowpipe.
We're doing. Oh my god! This is. Do you know what? This is my hell. I'm sitting here reviewing a film that I haven't watched on a podcast that I'm hosting, with you two cracking jokes, inappropriate jokes, and talking about poo.
Pooey's quite funny.
No, it's not.
Why are you laughing?
Because I'm laughing at you, not with
Okay, he's
you.
laughing at me. It's
This,
gone
has
too
got,
far.
this has got to get cut out when you.
No.
No,
First of
no.
all, this is live. This is all being left in.
Yeah.
And second of all, right. So getting back onto the plot thing,
yeah.
because he goes to the toilet
Yeah.
in real life at this time. So it's still claymation, but he's not in a dream anymore. And whilst he is on the toilet, one of the screws holding the cistern in sort of gives way. And he starts screaming because he thinks the toilet is alive again, gets himself into a bit of a state, and his dad walks in and he's like half sort of head in the toilet seat ring, stuff like that, and his dad just starts laughing before the other screw gives way and the cistern comes crashing down on top of the boy's head.
Has anyone ever heard it called the toilet ring before?
Toilet ring?
No, I usually call it the toilet seat.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the word seat. You know, the toilet ring! Because he wasn't sitting on it, was he?
You're in B&Q.
Toilet ring. Excuse me, my fine sir. I am looking for your toilet rings.
Toilet rings.
Have you got a soft closing toilet ring?
Yes, and what about those aloe vera wipes for my good friend?
It's a cracked bottom. Right, next one.
Oh shit, no, we've run the wrong way.
Oh, we've gone the wrong way.
I don't even know your ABC.
I don't know my ABCs.
Right, now here we go. We're in the meat of the bones here. You for Unearthed.
Now-
Directed by Ben Wheatley. Now,
I enjoyed this.
Now, Ben Wheatley directed... I've got a list of films that I call my films that have influenced my life. They may not be the best films in the world, but they're films that had an impact at me at the time and left some sort of residue in my brain. Now, one of the films was directed by Ben Wheatley, Kill List. I think it's an absolutely amazing film.
It's a good film.
I think it's the best British horror film made since The Wicker Man.
Oh, okay.
I think it's absolutely class. Now, he's done a short little film here, and I think his filmmaking skills show perfectly in this why he is a superior filmmaker.
I would completely agree with that. It's a first-person shot, so it's almost like found footage Blair Witch style. They're in a forest, and you find out that this thing that you are following the perspective of is actually a vampire. And so it attacks.
Misunderstood vampire.
I think.
Well, he's not that misunderstood.
No,
he ripped some girl's throat
he
out.
wants to suck blood.
Tired.
Because he was tired. Is that what you do when you get tired? You're like, oh
No.
mate, I'm so tired.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I
Yeah.
do actually.
Yeah, I do,
Yeah.
Getting tired now, Tom, actually.
Oh, fuck me. I'm so glad that we carpooled.
But
here.
no, it's generally good filmmaking.
I agree. It's, found footage style, which obviously I know you like and I like as well. It's, again, not gory. Obviously you see the woman where she's had her neck bitten out and there's blood and stuff like that, but it's not obtusely gory or anything
The
like
gore's
that.
not there for the shot.
No.
The gore's there for the story.
Yeah, it fits in, and right at the end they pin the this vampire down. They pull out its teeth.
I was uncomfortable with that.
What, the teeth pulling?
Did it make your teeth go funny? When you're like, oh, I don't like
Not
it.
as much as I think that I saw that thing on the internet the other day where someone got a pair of nail clippers and clipped their front tooth.
Fuck.
And
What?
They clipped their front tooth and they clipped it in half with a pair of nail clippers, and then you can just see the red and that in the
I'm
tooth.
gonna Google that.
Oh my god!
And
That's
now,
what everyone's trying to say.
and now, if I'm scrolling
No,
through
why are
it
you
and that
Googling
pops up, I'm like, oh, don't like it.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
What is it there?
Oh, that one?
No,
that's
it's not
braces.
that one.
Yeah, it would be
They're
something
just
like
braces.
Yeah, it would be something like that. No, that's a
something like
legitimate
that,
medical.
And then it's
Look at that hamster's getting his teeth done.
there's a hamster getting his teeth done.
Move on.
Move on.
Next one. B for Vagitus. Now, straight away, you think Vagitus is going to be really dodgy.
The cry of a newborn baby.
Yeah, it's actually
very, very important.
And again, now I've never even heard of this director before, Cara Andrews. It's a really good short film. It's a generally good short film.
I agree, actually.
Yeah.
And in actual fact, I wanted to talk about this one a little bit more because it's something that I think is pertinent to sort of the overpopulation of the earth and things like that. The premise of the story is...
I think it's something that could very much happen.
So the premise of the story is the fact that everybody, I think they're in Vancouver, Canada, has to have a permit in order to be able to have a baby. And if you don't have a baby, in order to have a baby, you need this permit. And it's illegal to have a baby without having this what do they call it?
A procreation license.
A procreation permit or whatever.
We should get them here.
Well, this is the thing. There's a lot of overpopulation that's happening within the world at the moment. Like the China's one-child rule I think is a prime example of that. They've not gone so far as you need to file to have a child.
Didn't they?
No, I don't think
Sure, they did a while ago.
Google it.
A while ago.
Google it.
They were chucking them all off the cliff, weren't they?
What?
Well, because they wanted boys, so every time they had a girl, bugger, I only allowed one child.
I'm sure it's
girl,
not a
chuck
thing
it off the
anymore.
cliff.
It's not Sparta, is it?
They relaxed it in 2013.
Oh, in 2013. The thing is...
Oh, but families could have 2 children if one parent rather than both parents was an only child.
It becomes maths, doesn't it?
That's weird. Yeah, you're
You
trying to
start-
work out. Well, did you have a brother? Then we can only have one child together. But if you're
Yeah.
anyway,
We can have 1.5 children. Yeah,
the point is,
give birth to the leg and munch
Oh,
it
but
off.
you're all right if you have twins or triplets. They don't make you get rid of them.
no.
No, well, that would be a bit
yeah,
They said if you think this loophole has increased demand for twins and triplets, you're right.
There you go.
There you go.
What are you
Thank
gonna
you.
do? What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Put one back?
Thanks, Google.
Yeah, sorry.
So no. All I was going to say was it's a real, poignant story. I thought, because that is generally something that could happen.
The thing in it,
In this day and age.
I say I like. I don't like it because I like it. I like it because I like the idea. Is that the policeman cop woman who's enforcing it goes, I can't kill a child, and the overarching authoritarian figure says the child wasn't born legally, therefore
It's
it
not
was
alive.
never really alive.
it was never really alive.
Yeah.
That in and of itself, you're right, raises some interesting moral questions
Yeah.
around. Well, I mean, obviously, we know that the moment a human being is born, I think most people would say yes, that child is alive. There's,
Yeah.
you want to go into pregnancy and things like that.
But it brings into it
sketchy.
the fact that we then have to record everything in our lives, and therefore, if a child does not have
Don't we
a
hate doing that?
recording everything.
Yeah.
What you mean,
yeah.
like birth certificates, marriage certificates, death certificates, taxation, where do you live? We've got pieces
That
of
time
ID
I was
for
caught hanging
everything.
outside the school with my willy out.
Can
Oh,
you-
sorry.
Oh, for God's sake.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. All right. It was a
It's
junior
not
school.
what I've heard.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's not what the posters keep saying. Have you seen this man?
I was never caught or proven.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll have you know that it just so happened that at the time it happened, I had a hip spasm and couldn't stop thrusting. It was not my fault. Right, but also I tell you what I like about that one as well.
thrusting.
The hip thrusting. I like the robot. Is it Nesbit?
Nesbit.
Nesbit, yeah,
it's a really
Nesbit.
cool robot.
Yeah. What I can't remember the name of the toy, but the little robo dude that used to do you know what I mean? It looked like one of them. It was weird. I liked it. I thought it had some. The ending films, I think, had a bit more real world gravitas.
Yeah.
That were thought provoking.
Yeah.
If you wanted to call that kind of thought provoking thing shocking, for
Yeah,
want of a better
I think
word.
if I was looking at saying a filmmaker to make a movie and I saw that, I would think they got some storytelling capabilities there.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Right, W for WTF or what is commonly
What the
known as
fuck?
that's what it's known as.
Fuck.
Now, this one I just don't understand this one because this one is just clips of stuff. And I'll tell you, it's got one bit in it, and I'll use a finger to point because it's got one bit in it that I didn't like, and it's got a boob being really squeezed, and it keeps cutting to the boob being squeezed, and I didn't like it. It didn't make any sense to me. Zombie clowns, what's that all about? Move on. Now X for XXL. Again, this is directed by a fairly big name director, Xavier Gans. Not to be mistaken, who I did with Christophe Gans, who directed Brotherhood of the Wolf, which I think should be one of our films that we do in the future because it's a bloody amazing film.
All right, as long as it's a little bit more grounded in reality than this.
It's a period piece, but it's a period kung fu monster movie.
Sure. You had me. You've got me. Oh, that's it. I'm sold.
And he also, Xavier Gans also directed Frontiers, and if anyone's seen Frontiers, it's a little bit of a crazy Nazi torture porn thing. But
Of course it is.
this one, XXL, this is very much a critique on modern society. A fat woman who I didn't think was particularly fat. I just thought she was maybe a little bit rotund.
Do you know what? I think that is again speaking to the message this film is trying to portray. I think nearly all of us didn't think that this woman was.
No, she's not particularly fat, but she's
No,
getting
not
picked
at all.
on by everyone.
Yeah.
You're fat. And in fact, at one stage, someone just goes, "Hello," and she turns around and they go, "Fat."
Really hammering that point home.
But anyway, she goes home and she's like, "I don't want to be." And then it does have a really grotesque scene of her devouring a load of food, which is weird because it then goes into her hacking her body part, the skin off, with an electric knife. But yet what I found most disturbing in that was the way she was eating the food, which I think that goes to show that's quite clearly a some sort of Freudian thing. Freudian.
Is it?
Or KFCian.
McDonald's.
Yeah, it's just she's stuffing all the food in, and it's like, for me, it's like, oh, I don't like that.
But it's an element of. I suppose that's it, isn't it? It's the duality of, gluttonous punishment, if you'd like.
Yeah.
I really want to make myself feel better. The only way that I can make myself feel better is to, eat a load of food, and it becomes that vicious circle. I think it's all part of that kind of sign. And then you get to the end where she, she cuts her own fat off. Yeah. So then, critique on modern society, great. One step too far with that.
Yeah, but I think it was a well-made short.
I agree. I agree.
I'm a big fan of the French New Wave cinema. One of my most favourite films, Martyrs. Right, but harsh film. Right, anyway, let's move on to Young Buck. Y is for Young Buck. Now this is by Jesse Eisenhower.
He kicked off because he didn't want B.
Yeah, he didn't want B for Bigfoot, so he said, "I'm having Y for bloody Yeti," and now he's got Young Buck.
Young Buck was weird. It's
the anti-High School Musical.
Is that what you've written down? Anti-High School Musical. Why? Because was it Troy McClure? No, that's Simpsons. What is it? Troy Bolton. Troy Bolton. Right.
We're all in this together. Once we know that we are.
No. Copyright strike.
Okay, it's copyright strike.
Because it was that good.
No, it's about this paedophile that's he's teaching some kid to shoot a deer,
and that's it.
And
the thing is that again, it's that real provocative piece for the sake of being inflammatory. Did he need to be a paedophile? No. You've written down here sweat licking ?
Yeah, he licks the sweat off the benches where the kids have been doing basketball.
Oh, it's disgusting.
But anyway, it turns out the kid he abused has got the head of the deer that they killed. He puts the head of the deer on, and then he uses the antlers to kill the bloke.
I mean, you're sort of like doing this to me.
It wasn't very good.
No. But
they finished. It finished with a bang. For Z for Corn, you can say this.
Z for Zetsumetsu, it's pronounced. So Zetsumetsu is how it's pronounced on here, but you don't actually pronounce the sort of the U, so it'd be
no.
Wait, I'm not going to do it. Extinction in Japanese, and I was quite interested in seeing this, and after watching it, I don't know why.
Because you like your anime, don't you?
I do. I'm a big fan of Japanese culture and things like that. And this just blew my mind. Where
I think it was a take on how Westernized culture has overtaken traditional cultures, and they're kind of rebelling. This is just me being maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know.
I see. The thing is that I could see that, but I can also not see that. But I don't know. So initially, the film starts off with a bit of exposition around how Japan had been a load of nuclear material, cesium, I think they said, had infected all of the Japanese population and mutated their cells and things like that. Premise, interesting, great. Japan has a lot
and also
of
the
history.
There's a bloke in a wheelchair, and it's very much a Japanese version of Doctor Strangelove.
Yes, yeah. It's there's a lot of kind of. There's a lot of history with Japan and nuclear, things. Fukushima, Nagasaki, Hiroshima for sort of
Godzilla.
three. Yeah, Godzilla.
Sorry.
And then it just went completely off rails. I wish I could tell you why. I can't. I don't know.
It's one of the only places you can see someone get attacked with a double boob punch, and then they retaliate with a double boob slam.
Yeah. And I think that nice and neatly sums up Zetsumetsu, to be honest.
Well, what
Extinction.
What about the carrot shooting at the vagina?
No.
Okay.
I think what we said.
Mention the onion.
We're not doing.
Mention the onion.
Do we have to?
Or the jizzy rice?
No, just the onion.
What? So hang on. So okay,
that's the whole thing about the film.
So the thing is that they go, mention the onion, mention the rice. This is all
just the
massively out of context, because in order to mention the onion, I have to mention the fact that she was shooting vegetables out of places where I don't think vegetables should come out of.
Her fufu.
Her nunny, yes.
Her peachy peach.
Absolutely.
Front bar.
Oh wow. So a carrot.
The dirty little cave of wet mandu.
Plunge.
Brilliant. Out comes a carrot, and then that gets sliced and ends up in a pot. Out comes an onion, which it has got the skin on. It's then cut, and then as it falls into the pan from being cut, no skin.
By the way, it's being chopped off
Don't.
by a giant penis with a samurai blade coming out of the Japs. I shouldn't really have said that.
I mean,
Japs.
what do they call it?
well, it's the Japs' eye, isn't it? Of the
Yeah, but they can't call it that.
Just
can they?
eye.
Japan.
Just eye. Just their eye.
Well, no, yeah, we're getting into some awkward territory here.
The Korean eye.
The point is that it was weird and I didn't like it, and it was I didn't like it. It was odd. It was odd.
But I would say this. I think it's a prime example of why the ABCs of death is so hit and miss. Because you
Mostly
do get
miss.
some people that are given money and they come up with this. And like it or not, the brain that came up with that is a fertile imagination.
Yeah, just the wrong kind of fertile imagination.
Yeah.
Did you mention that?
Jizzy Rice. Oh yeah, I didn't mention that. This is the weird bit.
You'd be annoyed if you didn't.
It's got a woman with a swastika.
Yeah. She's got a cap. It's got a swastika on,
Yeah.
and then the swastika, as it's playing this sort of thing.
It's playing the Star Spangled Banner, so it goes, oh, say can you see? But then it turns into a Union Jack.
Yeah. So the four prongs that come off to make the sort of the swastika logo pivot and turn it into a cross with like these bits coming in off the side.
So
Weird.
the only thing I can think of there is that the director got confused between what's America and what's the United Kingdom.
Which I think we can all safely assume is pretty racist.
Yeah, we all about the same.
Yeah, bloody hell. Bloody hell.
Yeah, that's mad
Yeah,
racist.
yeah.
Anyway,
So that was the ABCs of death. I'll wear that on the shoulder like a parrot.
Parrot
My-
susses out affairs.
the parrot that tells wives that their husbands were cheating on them.
After yours is so big.
After
that was my
is that Mickey Mouse?
Well, hello there, Pluto.
That was really good. That was really good.
Thanks.
My question is after all of this, right? Why would you like? Where's your James Gunns? Where's your James Camerons? Where's Taika Waititi? Where's Jordan Peele? Why are they not given $5,000 to make a short film?
Because they wouldn't have done it.
But why not? You don't know that.
Might have got enough time on their hands, have they?
Well, you don't know that.
I'd
You
have
know,
done it.
but like Lee Hardcastle, how long does it take him to do all this claymation?
He does all of it in his house.
Well, exactly. But how long would it have taken him? Long time.
A long time, I
Yeah,
suppose.
exactly.
Yeah, I tried to build something with blue tack once. Took bloody ages.
There you go.
It didn't look like anything. What's that?
What was trying to do?
Well, dick and balls.
Of course you were.
We're done.
Jesus Christ. So the point is, we've sat here now for a good
Fucking
40
ages.
minutes. Yes, about 40 minutes, maybe longer. And we've run through a film that I don't think any of us particularly enjoyed.
A couple of bits I did.
That says more about you than it does about anybody else.
The miscarriage.
Ben Wheatley. Oh.
Oh, right,
Yeah, no, I didn't
Ben
even-
Wheatley,
yeah.
Ben Wheatley.
Yeah.
But we've watched this film. We don't have a clue what's happened in anything.
No.
We think it's extremely gratuitous and unnecessary.
Oh, hang on a minute. Can I just say the bit
Fucking hell.
in the Z bit at the end?
Yeah.
What's that up with the bit where the bloke in the wheelchair suddenly goes, "Us Japanese love tangerines."
Oh, I don't
No,
know.
sorry.
he
I don't
says
know.
us yellow people love
Oh, us
tangerines.
yellow
Oh,
people love. I don't.
God,
Yeah.
and then
Sorry.
Just to
yeah,
let people
it's-
know.
yeah. So I really don't know.
I don't
I
like
really
tangerines.
I hate tangerines. Although, as we established, if you put one in your mouth just as you're about to autoerotic asphyxia, it'll bring you back to life.
Yeah. Why didn't Michael Hutchins do that? He'd
What?
have still been here
Why
today.
did Michael Hutchins do that? Damn it, Michael! Where were the lemons?
Damn it.
Where were the lemons,
The
Michael?
song Need You Tonight was about citrus.
I need you to know it's about citrus, yeah.
Yeah.
It's about the fact that he's gone down to 7-Eleven and they're not open, so he
Yeah.
can't get his lemons.
I blame Kylie Minogue.
I think it's safe to assume that we don't want anybody to watch this film, or films, I should say. And having gone through and spoken about every single one of these films in great detail, I think it's safe to say that we have not spoiled a single thing.
No, I would say if you're going to
No,
watch it,
don't.
go on YouTube.
If you're going to watch it,
Go
don't.
on YouTube and just watch U for Unearthed and
yeah.
V
The
for
vampires are
Vagitus.
Yeah, again...
Scream of the Unborn Child.
Yeah, a bit of a weird name, but good. They should have done V for Vancouver. Why not V for Vancouver?
No, I would prefer Vagitus.
My last comment is the second one's much better.
What, B for Bigfoot?
No, the second ABCs of Death. is better.
I tell you what. After
Next week.
No. Next year. All right.
Oh,
Not.
okay.
I'm not talking 2020. I'm talking. Like September 2020. If we are still doing Screen Jest in a year's time, then we can watch the ABCs of Death too.
Pinky
all right?
promise.
Pinky promise. There you go. You've seen it here first, folks. There you go. Happy with that?
I'm not really, but
I'm not really. I don't like it. It's not for me. It's not for me.
Okay, well there we go. We basically just spent an hour talking absolute bollocks.
Yes, we did.
I'm going home.
Yeah, I need to go home
Okay.
too. I need to find something that will erase what I have seen from my brain.
Top boy.
You need some Vagitus.
I mean, don't we all?
Do you get that in the chemist next to Vagisil?
Yes, yeah, you do.
Right.
It's right next to the Zetsunetsu.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. This has been Screen Jest. We have been reviewing the ABC's review. I'm Tommy Wolves.
ABC's of review.
ABC. This is the ABC's review.
All right, ABC's
Amateur.
review.
Yeah, ABC's
Hi.
review. Well, if you hadn't called it out, it wouldn't have been a problem. We'd have gone
Hi.
seamlessly.
I'm Anthony Eyes Johnson.
Hi, I'm Hanson Myers Johnson. All right.
Okay, that is
All
really
right.
the end.
Yeah, that is really the end. Thank you, and goodbye.
Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.
And for the 0 people that are sitting here not watching us on Periscope, where did you go?
I called you
Why-
cunts on there.
Why would you? Why you? Oh my
C-bomb.
God.
See you later, everybody.